the North Marching Band. Yes, indeed. Give them a round of applause.
See, Mr. John Summers, give Mr. John Summers a nice round of applause, the band director. So help you land in the North Band.
And let's hear for Freddie Evans. Freddie, when wow, what an incredible day. What an incredible day. You know, we were, you know, God has blessed us in so many ways. So, first thing we need to do right now is pour libation to our Creator and to all of our ancestors who walked across these lands, who did everything to make everything possible. Wakio, you're pointing to someone. Who you pointing out to us? Queen Mother Blakely, would you please step forward, please? And Reverend Dwight Webster, would you please step forward?
In the spirit of our ancestors, we gather here in the Congo Park. In the spirit of our ancestors, some of those who came through this park, women like Queen Mother Moore, who lived to be almost 100 years old, and she was a Garveyite, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. In the spirit of our ancestors, known and unknown to us, it is always befitting. I'm the Queen Mother who represents 55 million African descendants of the middle passage of the transatlantic ocean of the slave trade. I'm just returning from the motherland, a place home for us, in the home of no return but returning. As of December the 20th, I don't know if you heard about the World Festival of Black Arts and Culture. In 1966, the first time we gathered from the black planet Earth as a people to celebrate our life and in the memory of our ancestors in Dakar, Senegal. In 1977, 10 years later, we repeated that in a place called Lagos, Nigeria, Festac, led by our brother Stevie Wonder from the United States as heading the delegation for the World Festival of Black Arts and Culture. We just had it 33 years later in Senegal, in Dakar, with the hip-hop generation, and they were all present there in December. And being one of those ambassadors of goodwill appointed by President Abdullah Wade of Senegal, the world was there. Young people from around the black world was present. And in that spirit, I am here. And in the energy of our ancestors is always male and female energy that bless our divine family. So we will begin this libation with the Ashe and the lead off with our warrior brother.
If I could. There are many elders that are here today. And I would ask our elders to move to the shaded area here so that we can acknowledge you. I will not offend you by giving an age criteria for what qualifies you as an elder. If you're an elder and you know it, move. Come into the shade over here. You know who you are. We're not calling just for adults. We already know who adults are. If you pay bills and support somebody. But for our elders, you born your burden in the heat of the day. You come up the rough side of the mountain. And we're not going to get exclusive on this. We're going to be inclusive, all of our elders. And then elders and our adults, make sure that their children that are on the inside of you, like our children that are here, their backs are covered by adults. Make sure that no children are just exposed and hanging out, because that's where the enemy will come and pick us off, one right after the other. We honor Mama Africa. Before the elders, I ask of you permission to speak, because you are the ones who have held our futures in trust And if we can't speak with your permission, I can't speak. Do we have your permission to speak? On this sacred space, on this ground, in this place, we acknowledge that there is one creator, one creative, redeeming spirit, one who made, as Mama Africa said, the black earth. The one who, without whom, we would not live, move, or have being. We acknowledge that sovereign, almighty God, creator, force, being, and reality. We acknowledge that God, that force, that being, that creator is not without witness anywhere in the world at any time. So various peoples know God, force, being by various names. We acknowledge and we ask that you call out your tradition. We don't know it, but you do.
Christian.
Ashe.
Voodoo.
Ashe. 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 We acknowledge those we have only referenced earlier, the ancestors, the living dead, those who have gone on. We don't worship, we venerate them, we honor them, we esteem them, we acknowledge them. We acknowledge their origins, and we acknowledge that they came not just from one locality, geographic, but they came from all over the place. We acknowledge those that we identify and the world calls Native Americans, who are on this sacred ground, this mound, this holy place. Those who took in our African forebears at the risk of their very lives, blended and melded with them, made them part of them and they part of us. We acknowledge those ancestors who were here, the indigenous people, the people 30 and 60,000 years before anybody was even thought of, had come here. We acknowledge them. Then we acknowledge those ancestors who are closer to us, those we study in history, those we've been told about, those who have been passed down to us, those who have borne their burden in the heat of the day, those who were beaten, those who were bruised, but those who raised families, those who loved children, those who were men when there was no confusion about what a man was, those who were women, who were mothers, whether a child came from her womb or not. We acknowledge them and say Ashe.
Ashe.
We offer you the opportunity to call out the names of your family elders and ancestors, those that they told you about on somebody's knee, the ones that you know who got you from one degree of grace to another. Call their names out right now.
Effie.
Ashe.
Sarah.
Ashe.
Herbert.
Ashe. Ashe.
Emily.
Ashe. Ashe. We acknowledge our families now who give us support. Those who may not be on the 6 o'clock news tonight, but are nonetheless our heroines, our heroes, our sheroes, those who are really doing the work of liberation, who are really doing the work of struggle, who are doing the work of reconciliation, who are doing the work of keeping us alive, surviving, but also thriving. We say Ashe. Then whether they're any good or not, and even if they are good, we acknowledge all of the public officials. Elected, appointed, some anointed, some went, and some were sent. We say Ashe. We acknowledge you who are here today. You took time to come to this place, to this space. We acknowledge your sacrifice. Some took off from work. Some had a good excuse to. But we acknowledge your presence here. We even thank God for the city council. In a moment of sobriety and celebration, return the name of this place to its rightful dignity. We say Ashe.
Ashe.
We thank God for these children who are here. These children, the children who are here today, who marched with us, whose bodies are in better shape than ours, who won't need Ben Gay tonight. We celebrate you. You are not our future. You're our present. You are our present. We acknowledge you and say, somebody's carrying around seed right now, waiting to be brought into this uncertain world. We bless the seed. We bless the womb. We bless the future and say, Ashe, 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 Amen, Hotel. Thank God for Freddie, Williams, Evans. Thank God for Kalamu Yasalam. Thank God for the people who lost their homes in this place, having their edifices torn down, and in their place, concrete and wrought iron put in its place. We reclaim this place in their name. We reclaim this place in the name of those who stood up and said that it was wrong. We reclaim this place in the name of those who will stand. Ashe. Amen. Hotel. Father,